are you ready?
I'm ready.
Beautiful. What is your name?
My name is Josh. What's up?
Nice to meet you, Josh. What do you do?
I make music under the artist name of GothieCouture, and I am also a civil servant. I work in the city and I do typing and clerical stuff.
Okay, love that. Are you ready to get juiced?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first question. What acts of kindness resonate with you personally? Okay,
so I guess for me, honestly, just to be very frank, acts of service, very straightforward, doing something for somebody, whether it's helping them with something, gifting them something. I also do being an ear for people. That's all. I feel like that's also another very kind thing that you could do for people a lot of times. That's maybe understated. What else? Those are the only two I can think of, top of my head.
Great answers. On to the second question. Can you remember a time when you needed love and received it from your community or someone in your community in particular?
Damn. Actually, wow, yes. I had a really scary domestic violence situation where I was unfortunately the recipient of stalking and harassment, the worst possible mental thing you could possibly imagine. And for real, I was in a very dark place, mentally from that. One of the things that I do am the most grateful for was my professional network. People that knew my character, knew who I was, have seen me try to grow and develop, and saw I was going through something. They were able to, step up for me and to be able to offer me grace, to offer me compassion and empathy, and allow for me to be able to have the space and freedom, essentially, to really kind of get back to my own self and my own center. And it's been really cool because they've been there for me for quite some time, and even I should say, trying to be more healthy, just trying to be more healthy essentially and get back to healthier, ways of living essentially. And so I'm very grateful for the amount of time that they've been here for me as well. I really want to stress that.
Third question, what is the nicest thing you've ever done? I'm an artist. I make music. So with that being said, I would like to stress that, one of the things I do know and I'm very conscious of and conscientious of, I would like to think, is, the benefits of what it takes to kind of succeed as an artist kind of thing. And, I live in Los Angeles, we're in downtown LA. I'm in downtown LA for the most part. And I saw a kind of a niche, a gap, some would say, where local music could be kind of promoted and, nurtured, and not in a sense of just giving them places to perform, Apple flying off, man, but also the concept of artist development. I'm also really into music history as well. So there was a concept that most labels would have where they would actually contribute to the development of a human. Almost they would educate you. They'd put you in school. They'd put you in a media class. They'd give you media training. You know what I'm saying? They would maybe pair you up with a music theory class or two, so that you can actually be able to enunciate the ideas that you're already doing, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that the work can just essentially get better and better and better. That's one thing I noticed that was missing. And so I made a platform called All Goths Allowed. And I decided that that was going to be the platform to help artists, local artists, develop and, get their stage chops. I ran all the sound for it. I pretty much bankrolled the entire event series myself. And I think I've successfully let over maybe 50 or 60 artists perform on my stages just in maybe 8 months. So that was probably the nicest thing I've ever done in my life. I ain't gonna hold you. Nicest. It wasn't kind because, kindness would have came out of my heart. I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to get people signed. My goal for that was to help people get signed. So I was trying to do something nice for people. That's it. The fourth question here. For those struggling with being able to show kindness to others, what would you recommend?
Honestly, wow, you know, we were actually just talking about this outside. I would actually recommend, and I know this might sound like super redundant or crazy to hear, go off of this video or go on, type the search bar right now and then type in PBS Kids playlist. And like, go and watch through those shows, like for a few days. Leave it on for like some weeks, bro. And go through all those programs and like specifically maybe from like I think it was like the 1995s to like 2005s. Cover like the Between the Lions, cover your Reading Rainbows, cover your Mr. Rogers Neighborhoods, your Barneys, your Sesame Streets, your Dragon Tales. Oh my God, like the essence of these shows is to be kind. The essence of the show, like the core concept of the show is to approach the world with kindness, to be a good person. And like also like to show you the beauty of like not caring about what comes from being kind because you just want to be kind. And like, PBS Kids, and then maybe a healthy dosing of Bob Ross.
And then what is the last question on here?
I don't know. Like, can you bring it over? So my handwriting might be just a little messy, I'm sorry.
And then on to the 5th question here. What is something that you've always wanted to do for someone or yourself?
Oh, I mean, honestly, dude, I've always actually just wanted to like pay for someone to live, like full living expenses. I mean, like nation though, like to have like per capita the amount of money to pay for like universal income, like to actually be able to fund that stuff like from a fund. And that's something I really want to do. I want to do. Josh, excuse me, Gothie, yeah. Yeah, that's something that I really want to do though. I feel like it would just be cool, monumentally cool. Yeah, I guess I could taste the juice, yeah? All right, so this is like celery, pineapple, and apple, and green apple. Actually, this might not taste bad. This might taste pretty good. I put whole pieces of celery in there. It does not taste like it, crazy. That was crazy work.
Though? How good is this juicer?
I'm not even gonna lie, this is like, oh yeah, so this is like, I've used this like a couple times now. It's pretty, I mean, the last batch I used it for was amazing. The juice comes out really smooth, like nice. It's it's like not pulpy at all, like at all. Usually with a lot of juice, like a lot of juicers, you'll end up just with like random pulp in it for some reason. So it's kind of nice to not have pulp at all. I'm not a juice aficionado dude or like professional juice dude, you know what I mean? I shout out to the OO contest people from France for sending me this from China. Weird, but thank you. Like just the series of how it all ended up in this specific room and like being used by all of you all individuals, and by, you know, inadvertently, I guess you watching right now, you're kind of using the juicer too. So kind of weird, but you know, yeah, thank you. But back to the juice. I put celery, pineapple, and apple. You know, normally with a lot of the juices that I do like at home, and like I did like one before previously, I usually kind of try to stick to the sweets, I'm not gonna lie. So I was like, all right, you know, I gotta put some veggies in there, you know, the little veggies. That's the only reason I put this specifically. I would have like never ever put this, but I don't even taste it. So I could have put a little extra. That's cool. I could see that working. I'm going to call this though, you know, it was like trying to think of. I'm gonna call this the Marmalade because it's like a really like tart like flavor. It's almost like it almost tastes like a red fruit, which is like, I don't know, that sounds so weird. Like to say that a taste tastes like a color, but it tastes like a red fruit is almost like it has a tone of like watermelon. I don't know, for some reason, like the coolness of watermelon with the tartness of like pineapple, but you still know that there's celery in there. And I literally want that verbatim in description, but you still know that there's celery in there. I feel like it would be hilarious. And so I think I can end now, actually, yep. So my name is Josh. You can find me in my platforms at official GothieCouture. I also run the Gothie World and like help the Gothie World pages, as well as the All Goths Aloud page and the Ivory Music Studio. And I just got juiced. I'm scared. I was scared. That was so reckless. Oh my God.